Welcome, welcome, rockers and music lovers. This episode, we're getting into volume 2 of my top 10 Open G songs. Thank you for watching the first one so much and for so many people pointing out all these songs that I missed in the first volume. Of course, out of only 10 songs, I had no idea how many great Open G songs there actually were. I used Open G because a few of my favorite artists use them. I'm an old blues guy too, and I love writing in Open G. I've written a bunch of songs in Open G, but I've discovered so much new music in my research for these videos. I understand that there's a whole bunch of stuff out there that I was not even aware of. What we're doing here at Double D's Rock School is really just we study other people's songs so that we can take away elements from these songs and apply them to our own playing and our own writing. I am a writer who plays and a player who writes. So this is my goal. My goal is never to copy note for note a performance. I'm going to do a whole episode on just this, how songs are recorded and then how the artists actually play these songs live. Sometimes they can be vastly different. And in the case of this first one on this list is by ZZ Top. Billy Gibbons, one of the coolest guys to walk the face of this planet. He plays in open tunings, and this song, although it's married to Waiting for the Bus, Jesus Just Left Chicago, comes right after it. And if you see them play it live, you see Billy playing it on a standard tune guitar. But the rhythm guitar on this is Open G. Even though he'll play the song and it'll sound pretty darn similar live, he recorded the backing tracks of the rhythm guitar in Open G with overdubs in standard tuning. One of my favorite ZZ Top songs from 1973, Tres Hombres. This is Jesus Just Left Chicago. For number 2, we have a song by the Black Crowes from their debut album 1990's Shake Your Money Maker. This song is a classic rock romp. What a great groove, a great vibe. And the first time I heard this, I could have sworn that Rod Stewart and the Faces had gotten back together. The Robinson brothers, Rich and Chris, just write great songs. Lots of them in Open G. Check out some of their other stuff. But this one is called Jealous Again. For number 3, we're going to switch to the acoustic guitar and we're going to play a song by Led Zeppelin. This is one of the most beautiful Led Zeppelin songs ever. It starts off with just 4 D notes, just droning. And it's on Led Zeppelin 4, and it is, of course, called Going to California. lot of D's. Hey friends, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button below. Let's keep in contact. There are so many subjects that we need to talk about. And by the way, let me know what subject you'd like me to cover in the comments. For number 4, from 1973, Sticky Fingers, Wild Horses. For number 5, I tuned my guitar up a semitone to match the studio recording. This is a song by the White Stripes. I love Jack White because he breaks all the rules. He's sloppy, he's virtuosic, he's loose, and he's creative, and he doesn't care about anything except the message and the music, and I really appreciate that about him. So I just tune this up to match the album because I get the impression that he tunes in open A, which is exactly the same as open G but one tone higher, but he tunes his guitar in flat. So we end up with open G sharp. All this to say, this is a great song. You can leave your guitar in standard tuning. I just wanted to make it sound like the studio album, so I tuned it up. But this is a great song if you want to pick up slide and blues. It's an easy song to play, and it's a 12-bar blues, and it's called Death Letter. Live where he kicks on that really heavy fuzz distortion and just lets it rip for a crazy solo. Love me some Jack White. For our number 6 offering, I'm going to break out the acoustic guitar again. I'm going to capo it at the 2nd fret because this song is in A. I don't know if it was written in open A or in open G, capoed on the 2nd fret. It does not matter because open G and open A are identical chord shapes. They just, an open A is a standard tuned guitar with the D, G, and B string tuned up so that it makes an A, as opposed to taking a standard tuned guitar and tuning down the top 2 strings and the high E string so that it sounds G. it means exactly the same thing. The sound will be identical. This song comes from 1977. Jackson Browne, one of the most underrated songwriters, I think. He's written so many great songs, and he had such a great band on this album. This song you don't even realize until the end of the song when you hear the audience applaud that it's actually a live recording. The vocals, the groove, and David Lindley on lap steel guitar is just absolutely sublime. This is one of the archetypal California sound driving summer songs for me, and this one is called Running on Empty by Jackson Browne. And at lucky number 7, we have another offering from Led Zeppelin. This one utilizes the open G tuning in a completely different manner than Going to California, and it utilizes some beautiful dissonance. And that's some pretty dissonant chords, but somehow Jimmy Page manages to make it work. From Houses of the Holy, number 7, Led Zeppelin with Dancin' Days. At number 8, we have a song by Alter Bridge. The reason I included this one on this list is because it is a beautiful use of the open G tuning in a way that we're not really used to seeing all the time, because it strays really far from these kind of Keith-isms, which, no, I'm not putting Keith down. These figures are so prevalent because they're so effective and they sound so good. But this is another way to use the open G tuning, and I really love this one. It's called Watch Over You by Alter Bridge. So for this one, this is a great song for you if you're starting off slide and open G, because it's real easy to play. It's just, it outlines the chord, the notes in the G chord very nicely. This one from 1948, and then again in 1977, he recorded this with Johnny Winters producing, and that album was called Hard Again. He also had Mannish Boy on it. You can hear throughout the whole song Johnny Winter just screaming his head off in the background. That spell Mannish Boy, spell M, and Johnny Winters is just going crazy. I'm sure it must have been a very special moment for him to get to play with one of his idols. Muddy Waters was a huge influence on the Rolling Stones as well, and I assume this is probably where Keith might have gotten his open G from. Just speculating, I don't know for myself. This one is called I Can't Be Satisfied at number 9. It's great the way it just outlines. And you would think that for the 4 chord he would go, but he doesn't. He picks this note instead. The 5th of the chord. And then when he goes up to the D, not. He goes. Love me some Muddy Waters. So rounding out this list in the number 10 position is time for, you guessed it, a little bit of shameless self-promotion. If you've seen some of my other top 10 Open G videos, well then you'll know that I love to write songs in Open G as well. It's one of my favorite tunings, and being a fully independent, unsigned DIY artist, if I'm not going to be promoting myself, well, I don't know who will be. So this one is off my 2016 release, Working Man Blues, and this one is called The End of the Road. So there you have it, folks. That has been Volume 2 of my top 10 Open G tuning songs. I hope you've enjoyed this. It is always a privilege and an honor to spend this time with you. My name is Dwayne Dixon, aka Double D. Let me know what you think in the comments. What would you like to see me do in the future? And if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next one.